Hello and welcome to this edition of Minstrels on the Block, where we bring you the finest singer-songwriters in the Valley area. Today's special guest, we have a good friend of mine, Mr. Gary Parmer. Gary?
Brian, thanks for having me on the show.
Glad to have you on the show, my friend.
I appreciate it.
So tell me about yourself. Where were you born?
Well, I was born in Anchorage, Alaska.
Ooh.
My real father was military, and he was stationed there during that time. But I grew up here in Columbus, Georgia. We moved here when I was 2, I think, I want to say. But my real father, like I say, he didn't have much use for my sister and my brother and I. We were my half-sister and my half-brother. I've met my sister, but neither one of us had met our younger brother. But my father didn't have much use for us, but I was lucky. My stepfather adopted me, and thus I became Gary Parmer. Oh. And I was truly lucky to grow up in his home as opposed to my father's home. But you might say my music, part of my background comes from my father. He had a band, and I remember at 3 years old listening to his band practice in the living room, and you know, even sitting like this, I had to look up at everybody. But even then, I remember walking around and saying, "I'm going to do that right there. That's what I'm going to do." Wow. So it started for me as a young pup.
That's cool. Yeah. What kind of music did they do?
He played country music. As a matter of fact, when he was in Alaska, they had an all-Army talent show from all the different theaters in the world, and his band won their theater, and the finals for the talent show was done on the Ed Sullivan Show. It was called the Toast of the Town at that time.
Heard of that.
And my father played on the Toast of the Ed Sullivan Show, the Toast of the Town. Cool. So it seems like I always aspired to try to catch up to him. Never did, but my mother's family, they all sang. My father's family all played music. My father there were 10 kids, and all of them could play 5-string banjo. They could all play guitar, and most of the girls played piano. And in my mother's family, everybody sang, and so I grew up around my mom's family. My grandmother played the piano, and everybody would stand around and sing. And that's my earliest memories of music. And I grew up in the church. My dad. See, there's a difference between a father and a dad. Let me explain this. It takes that long to be a father. It takes a lifetime to be dad. And I was lucky to have a dad. Yeah. I had a father, couldn't choose him, but I was lucky to have a dad, and I was lucky to grow up in his home. And growing up, when the church doors opened, I was there. My parents sang in the choir, and I eventually began singing in the choir. That's where I started singing, was in church, singing in the choir.
Wow. When did you get your first guitar?
Well, actually, I got it when I was about 12 years old, and I learned to play The House of the Rising Sun, but I never played. I never forgot the chords to the song, and I could always kind of stumble through it, but I couldn't play guitar.
Right. Yeah.
When I first got in the music business, first time I got paid for being in a band was 1971.
I was born.
I was a senior in high school, and I was the singer in the band. And I want to say the first job we played was February or March of '71. First time I got paid for being in a band. And the summer after I graduated is when I decided I would learn to play guitar, and that was so I could play for the girls when the band wasn't around.
Is there another reason?
But that's why that's how I originally, I woodshedded, as we used to say, real hard for a couple of years there. And one of my friends, we met when we were 4 years old. We started kindergarten together, and he was the one that got me started actually in music. He played guitar, and he would sing and I would sing harmony, or I would sing and he would sing harmony. And we actually recorded a 45.
Nice.
And at Ben Parsons' studio in Columbus, Georgia, and Ben Parsons recorded most of the local artists in the 60s and early 70s and whatnot, and we were one of them. And I remember our 45s came in on a Trailways bus.
Nice.
In January of 1973, so that was my first endeavor into being recorded. I started writing songs right off. Me and Rick Roper is my friend's name. He still plays around town. He's in the gospel music scene. He's an extremely talented individual, and we always had a magic. We still today we could sing together, and you'd think we had rehearsed yesterday. Wow. And we still have that magic between us. And but it's his fault. I blame it all on him.
It's your fault, buddy.
Rick, it's you.
So, when did you actually start? Now, you spent a lot of time actually on the road traveling and things. So, when did you start doing that?
Well, the first time I went on the road traveling was in 1976. First time I played 6 nights a week in a bar was 75. That's when Pandora's Box really opened. I was very naive. I was very sheltered and very shy. And I didn't want anything more than to play guitar, so I was getting to play guitar and sing and be in a band. Well, actually, I played keyboards a lot in that band, played bass in that band. But I was getting to do that 6 nights a week in front of a packed house because we didn't have competition with, internets and VCRs and, tape music. There was just 2 or 3 TV stations.
Yeah.
People went out every night. Monday night would be full. I mean, it was and Friday and Saturday, you could barely get in the place.
Wow.
And it was eye-opening for me. And I didn't know how it could get better, and then all of a sudden it did, because girls started coming to me and talking to me, and I didn't have to. So that was that. I was thinking, wow, how can it get better? And it did, because at the end of the week they gave me money for doing this, and changed my life. I've never been the same. I've never wanted to do anything else.
So you get to play in front of a packed house, singing songs, playing a guitar, looking really cool. Girls come up to you, and at the end of the week they give you money.
Yes, and that ruined me. Now through the years, I've as disco came in, and the music. The job market was, say, this size when I started, and through the years, now it's about this size. And it's been harder. You had to work harder, spend more money, invest more time and whatnot to make less money. I mean, I don't make much more money now than I did then.
Right.
In 75, 76, 76, I was making about $10,000 a year, which to be able to buy what I could buy with $10,000 then, I'd have to make about $60,000 a year now, and that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. No.
Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to check out one of your songs.
All right.
And go to a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
All right. This is song's called It's Another Day. It's the title cut from my second CD.
It's another day. The sun is shining and the sky is blue. Children are laughing, playing as they do. I guess it's really just a point of view. All that I can see, all it means to me, just another day without you. It's another day. The sun is shining and the trees are green. Flowers are blooming, it's a pretty scene. I guess it's really just a point of view. All that I can see, all it means to me, is just another day without you. One more day like all the rest. One more day I face a test. One more day without you in my home. One more day that I'm alone. It's another day. I hear the laughter floating down the street. I see the smiles on people that I meet. I guess it's really just a point of view. All that I can see, all it means to me, is just another day without you. It's another day. The sun is shining and the sky is blue. It's just another day without you.